Good morning.
Oh, I'm really sorry.
What are you sorry for?
The fact that I was trying to sneeze and I couldn't, and you were looking, going, whatever.
Don't worry, I'm going to include that in the edit. You go. Looks like you're on a party night out, if I'm honest. Well, no, it's 8 a.m.
Do you ever get that when you need to sneeze so desperately, and no matter what you do, even if you're looking at the light, it just can't happen? That's what happened like 5 seconds before this.
Yeah, it happens a lot. Okay.
Hello.
Hello, everyone. Happy. Well, I guess it's Tuesday, isn't it? So everyone's back from bank holiday.
It was a good bank holiday.
A good bank holiday. For those in the wedding world, I put this poll up in one of the wedding groups we're in. For those in the wedding world, was this your first bank holiday off in years? How was it? Did you enjoy it?
Yeah.
Did you feel a bit weird? Did you not quite sure what to do with yourself? Because I'm like that.
I hadn't even thought of that.
Well, I've not only do we work in wedding world, so we're working a lot, but I've always gone away. Like pre-kids, bank holiday was in the car, up north, traffic jams, mountains. That's what I did for years with Scouts, right? Easter weekend, Lake District. May bank holidays could be Cornwall, Dartmoor, or North Wales, something like that. That was like from the age of about 15, that's what I did. And then when kids come along and apparently you want to spend time with them, which is a bizarre feeling, which you're not prepared for. And so I kind of stopped it all, but I still have this built into me itch at bank holiday. I should be driving somewhere in a traffic jam on Friday night.
Apparently there were traffic jams.
Apparently there were. Of course there are traffic jams. Everyone's on lockdown. We're not getting into that. It's not about that.
What are we talking about? Oh, so it was really good. So we were thinking about this as a conversation a couple of days ago, and actually it got highlighted yesterday in one of our Instagram posts. We thought, oh, brilliant, let's have a chat about that. Yesterday we put a post on our Instagram feed about being a yellow pepper.
Yeah, I was going to say that. It wasn't really about USP, was it? But ultimately it is about USP. And this is not one of those, what's your USP? It's not about that. It's just perhaps about being fractionally different. What is it that makes you stand out? Because USP is, for those who don't know, USP means...
Unique selling proposition.
Do you know what? I couldn't think of it. I knew exactly what it was, but for the life of me, I just couldn't think of the three letters of words. And it's not about what's your unique selling proposition or whatever. It's about what just makes you a little bit different. And one of the answers we had was very good, wasn't it?
Yeah, and it came from James from Only Network, and it was about brand culture and how their brand culture is so vastly different from every other networking group that we know of in our area. And we'd actually had a chat with James and Kelly last week. Hello, come on in. We'd had a chat, just a virtual coffee like you do, about that, and it came into conversation last week about culture and how our own brand culture is so important to us as Yellow Tuxedo. We are very clear on what our message is, how we deliver,
how we want you to feel when you're in our ecosystem.
Oh, well done, ecosystem already.
I know, and it's only 7:56. And
it came out, and it is really, really good. And then kind of the post yesterday about what your well, it didn't even have to be USP. What your difference is to the next person. It's really good to start thinking about what your own brand culture is.
I guess ultimately it boils down to a USP, but it's how do people differentiate between you and the company next to you? If they Google two companies, right, and the price is the same, the product's the same, how do they choose? So,
but then that also.
Well, no, it's not that.
But they also came around again, and obviously the Yellow Tuxedo approach is obviously about content and repurposing and spreading your net far and wide to reach a wider audience. It's actually very much follows the omni-channel marketing approach, and we always talk about this, the flywheel model approach, about starting to think better than I have to funnel my customers and I have to attract them and I have to put stuff on various...
Yeah, the problem with a funnel is it's very sort of short term. Yes, you can put some service at the end, but ultimately you're funneling clients into, with a lead generator, etc., to funneling them in to convert them, right? Which is fine. Yeah. The flywheel model is more about bringing them into your ecosystem, so they spend time with you, they know what you're about, and they stay with you, they become advocates and everything.
And that's kind of sometimes not the challenge we've faced with Yellow Tuxedo, but when we're trying to explain to our own clients who don't really know what they don't know yet, because this is still a new, we're told that you should choose two platforms, stick to them where your ideal client hangs out, and we don't want to over create too much work for yourself. The omni-channel and sort of the flywheel approach actually makes it so much simpler, because we're not talking about how you put your content out there. The content's really, really important, but actually what's important is your relationship with your customer, and actually putting your customer in the middle.
Well, almost potential customer. I'm being
anyone, they become your advocates, they become, or your customers, they become the ones who talk about you, they become the ones who interact with you, and they're the ones who will still find you across. And omni-channel marketing really hits the nail on the head, and I was reading a really good article on it yesterday. It's the fact that we cannot say that our client only sits on one platform these days. There's too much out there to absorb and to digest and stuff and to see out there. And whether it is on Facebook or Instagram or social media, whether it's them picking up the phone to talk to you, having a conversation with you physically, or having a Zoom chat with you, or whether they're buying off your website, there has to be that brand continuity, that culture all the way across. Or you've
gone well into preachy mode, which I do. No, it's not a problem. I didn't want to cut you short. That was not the point.
It's about making sure that everything across everything you do is consistent, and you're talking, and we talk about social being social and all of that, how you come across with your business.
Interestingly, side point here, when I worked for Best Buy in Southampton, and we helped open them, so when was this? When was your mum and dad's fire? 2009?
9, yes.
So 10, 11 years ago, we were opening...
Parents' house burnt down.
Yeah. They had a fire. Right? It was bad, but they didn't burn down.
They moved out for 6 months.
Yeah, because it had to be repaired because of the smoke damage. Anyway, when we opened Best Buy 10, 11 years ago, one of the key things they were pushing in technology at the time, as were a lot of the other shops, was the 3-screen strategy already. So it was about your TV, your laptop or netbook or whatever it was back then. I think tablets were very, very slowly coming out, and your smartphone. And the point being, if you extrapolate, boom, I'm having that at 7:59, extrapolate that out across 10, 11 years. Think about that now, where we are in contact with content, okay? And that's why we can't just look at it in a couple of different places, and it has to be seamless across everything. So think about a 3-screen strategy. Think about your smart TV, your smartphone, and your laptop, netbook, tablet, and then everything in between. Right, I think let's draw a line there, because this was not anecdotal.
You need to stop using the word preachy, because
no, I just have the. It's like when I talk of things about being waffling rubbish. What I actually mean is going off on a tangent. I don't mean it's rubbish. It's just my way of saying things.
I think to surmise.
Oh, okay, we're surmising. Go. No, that's right. I thought we were drawing a line.
We are drawing a line.
Apologies. I'm being funny. Apologies.
Your own brand culture, your own business culture. Yesterday we talked about being the yellow pepper, because I don't want to say about you standing out of the crowd, being yellow pepper. Think about your own brand culture and what that means to you, and what a customer experiences when they work with your business. What is that culture that they experience?
Right. Have a good day.
Oh, flipping hell.
Have a good day.
Send help.
It's one of those days in this house. Bye.